All right, here we go. A Monday podcast for you as we begin Labor Day week, final week of summer. And Al is out. He is home, back next Tuesday. So I've got the man, the myth, the legend, the soon-to-be retired, the Eddie Jacobin. No. What's up, Eddie?
Hello, podcast people and YouTube person.
I got to be honest. I can't do the YouTube person anymore.
Oh, okay.
The numbers are starting to bump up a little bit.
They are.
And I texted you. You didn't even reply. That's fine.
Oh.
The one that me and you did about 2 months ago, we're up over like 5,000 views.
Wow.
So we're moving a little bit.
Okay.
So I can't really say YouTube person anymore. It's not really working.
All right. Well,
So
is it, what are the average dailies?
I would say the average dailies have gone from like 1,000 to like 1,500.
Oh, wow.
So they bumped up a little.
I didn't
Nothing
know-
crazy, but they bumped up.
I didn't even know they were over 500. I thought because for a while there it was.
Pretty pathetic.
Yes.
And there is still a pathetic one from time to time. There's no question about that. But I would say on average, if you look at them all now, relatively consistent over 1,500. And then
Okay.
a few have popped a little bit. And again, nothing crazy.
And
but
that's about maybe a little less than half of the daily audio only. I
right.
think.
That does better.
Yeah.
The audio, I believe the audio only is about 3,000 a day.
All right.
So we're getting there. Interesting show this morning, especially for a Monday. And it's so funny how I was very comfortable going into today because I thought I had several fun topics that we were going to get into. And one of them was because of what happened in the tennis match last night, one was those crazy events that you remember in sports. And I listed the 5 that came to mind to me quickly. And it was amazing to me how it went. The show took off.
Yes.
And the interest from the listeners in that topic. So yesterday, for instance, I did a Sunday show by myself from 8:30 to 1 here. And it was, I've never experienced call volume like this since the overnight days when I used to fill in for Joe. And it was awesome having like that fan engagement. And it was mostly about the Yankees, some on the football for sure. I never expected that today. And it was neat having people be that interested and also come up with so many new things I'd never heard of before.
Right. And because it wasn't just like, say, the bats,
right.
And things off topic, off color things like that, people will call in about. But you don't want to do hours on.
No, of course
that
not.
Sort of thing. But since this was sort of sports adjacent in a way, we let it go. And as Fleeks and I were looking at the calls coming in, I would say 80% of those people calling on that topic were new callers,
which is great.
First time callers.
How about that? So that's kind of neat. So we're forwarding things a little bit.
And that just, you probably saw, because that happened late, right? That
topic?
Medvedev. Did you?
Medvedev, I did not see until I woke up this morning.
Right. So that all came about today.
Yeah. And that was another one. I was talking about the Malice at the Palace with Willie, how I was driving in. And like I said, I don't remember if I was doing updates or producing, but I think I was doing updates. I remember driving in thinking, how in the world are we leading with this? And then I saw the video. And not that the Medvedev thing was something that led on a sports update, but, Al Cintron did do like 10 minutes on it with Zoo. And I remember thinking, how are they taking 10 minutes on tennis right now for a first round match? And then I came in and saw it and watched it and couldn't believe the disrespect, how like nasty it got. I'm like, all right, now I get it. I see it. So it made me think like, man, sometimes some wacky stuff happens on the court, on the ice, on the field. That's where I came up with the list. And so
were there any
kind of fun?
Were there any quotes from the photographer who
not that I saw
the whole thing?
I don't know. Right. And think about how innocuous it was the way it started. I don't think he meant anything by it.
Of course not.
It seemed like he just lost his like moment in the match and thought it was over.
Or right. Thought he had time or whatever. And he was just doing his job, getting to his spot.
It didn't go so good.
No.
It did not go so good. So I thought yesterday. So like I said, the calls were full yesterday and it was awesome. And in the latter stages of the show, I got a couple of calls from Ira in Staten Island, who I haven't heard from. And why would I? I don't do shows unless it's the morning show, and people don't generally call in the morning. And Dennis in Yonkers.
Wow.
Another like great listener that I have not heard from in a long, long time, or even heard on the station, really, for the most part. I know Dennis calls Moose often, but I don't hear him with anybody else. And it got me to thinking, and then I figured I'd save this topic for you. You've been here since 89. I've been here since 97. We have gone through the period of the call-driven shows. We've been here with the personality-driven shows. If I asked you for a top 5 list of FAN callers, past, not present. I mean, some might still even be calling from past. Like Ira's been, he's a great caller. But I mean, like immediately I think of Short Al in Brooklyn when I think of Bruce in Bayside.
Yep.
Like who would like your 5 be that you think of immediately?
Those 2 for sure. Doris and Rego Park.
Yep. Bruce in Flushing.
Yeah. And Jerome.
Jerome in Manhattan.
Yes.
I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, and Jerome's one when I was filling in for Joe a lot, he used to call. I don't know what's ever happened to him. I believe Doris has passed.
Yes.
I'm pretty certain Short Al has passed. I don't know about Bruce in Bayside.
I think he has, but
is that true?
And I know Bruce in Flushing will occasionally call. I've heard him on the overnight.
But yeah, I haven't heard him in a while, but I heard him on the other station last week. So I know he's still active. I was also thinking, do you remember this one? Big Jim in Connecticut.
Yes.
Which seemed like a lovable big teddy bear. I never got to meet him, but he seemed like such a nice, nice man. And he used to call, had that big burly voice, and he would call one famous one, and you're going to remember this one. And it's because of Summers and the fact that Summers always used to talk that he brought in the ice cream in a snowstorm. Ray in Waterbury. Did you deal with him? Dave, not Ray?
I'm pretty sure it was Dave in Waterbury. Yes.
I thought it was Ray in Waterbury.
Yeah, no.
I remember Waterbury.
He had the Carvel.
Yeah. All right. So it was Dave. Okay. So that one sticks in my mind forever.
He was a Cowboys fan also.
Yes, I did know that. And he came in one night.
Yes, he did.
There, and he brought me, I don't remember if it was signed or not, but he brought me like a Tony Dorsett cartoon photograph or something. And that was from, that was Ray, from Dave. And that was, so you took phone calls as a producer with Steve and also with Russ and Steve.
Correct.
Mike and Chris Bordop, right? That was the end of your producing.
Correct. Yes.
So you stopped dealing with the callers in what year then?
Full time as a regular thing after I stopped producing Russ and Steve. Now, there were occasions, and that was 2003, I think, when I moved.
Full time 2003 is when you stopped answering the phones.
And then, like, obviously on remotes or whatever, there would be things. And during pandemic.
Oh, that's true.
And if you remember that, Gio loved that. The fact that I would just, no gatekeeper.
How do we say?
I think that's where his whole impersonation of me.
When you were talking in his headset?
Yeah. Well, no, with the like me screening the calls,
right?
He would be impersonating that, and I think that's when that impersonation of me started. And then Miriam Forest Hills.
Oh, Miriam! I forgot about Miriam.
Yeah, John and Sandy Hook. That's
John. I never really. I know that name, but I don't really feel like even when I was producing for Joe that he ever called in the overnight. And I didn't do a lot of daytime producing. So I only knew the overnight callers for the most part. I don't remember John and Sandy Hook ever calling.
Al in White Plains.
Yeah. Well, didn't Al and Dennis, didn't they do a radio show?
Yeah.
They might even still do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Al in White Plains, that's a good one. Who would be, first of all, any others that you would think?
No, those are and these are all old school.
Of course.
But
I know. This is a walk down memory lane. I'm well aware.
But that was, but that just shows you how the station sort of has changed.
Big time.
The way we do things. Now, but I will say BT and Sal, they
strong with the calls. Yes, very strong with the calls. Joe in Saddle River. Were you familiar with him as a regular caller before he turned out to be the talk show host?
No,
you weren't.
Nothing that was. Yeah, I guess maybe he didn't call enough.
I thought he called every day. I didn't realize that.
He may have, but I do not have a strong memory of it.
Interesting. Okay. If I asked you, out of all of those, I think we just mentioned about 20 people.
Yeah.
If I asked you for the top 5, who would they be?
Well, I think when we started with, the first is Short Al, Jerome.
Those are your 5.
Yeah, for sure. Doris, Bruce,
because Miriam's a good one too for her not to be in it. Miriam was such a sweetheart and
Mhm.
still is. I think she
Yes.
still
Yes.
calls
Yes.
from time to time, not as much, but I think
Mhm.
from time to time. There was also a guy, he was in Connecticut, and he was a lovely man. He was a very articulate caller. He would call in the middle of the night, and, a lot of crazy people would call in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the name. I know who you're
Was it
talking
another? Was it
about.
another? I know Big Jim was Big Jim in
Yeah,
Connecticut,
yeah,
and he would always say, "Go Huskies."
yeah.
Was it also Jim in
I
Connecticut?
don't think
I
so.
don't
That's
either.
not ringing a
But
bell,
you
but
know who I'm talking
yes, I
about.
do.
And he was super nice. And he, at one point, he invited me up for lunch, but he lives so
Yeah, yeah.
far. And I felt bad saying no, but it's
Yeah, but
like,
Hartford is like 2.5 hours.
yeah. And so, because of all the golf talk, I've had numerous people reach out, and it's so nice of them. One guy asked me to come play. He wants to have me out at his club. I Googled that's out where Bob Dwyer lives.
Yeah,
And I feel bad saying no because they mean, guys,
sure.
it's 2.5 hours from my
Right,
house.
and you don't have the time to do it.
Not, I have the time to do it, but what it would entail would be a hotel night stay because I can't drive all the way home
No,
if I
right.
get done playing.
That's
If I lived here let's say I did it a week like this where I'm done at 10:30, I might get out there. We could play at 2. By the time I'm done at 7 o'clock,
yeah,
I'd have to come into the city and
yeah,
stay here.
right.
So it's very difficult, but people are very generous. They're very kind. It's nice. It's
So,
nice.
anybody listening who lives within or
No,
has their club within 40 minutes of
no,
Jerry,
I am not looking for handouts. That is, you got the wrong guy.
I understand.
That is not, because you know what ends up happening in a lot of cases, and it's fine. People, then you feel obligated to do something back.
Yeah, but yeah,
And that's where, especially now, getting into September, the time is dwindling for me with the Cowboys starting next week. Um, you know, Game prep begins. Then right around the corner, the Rutgers. Once that the month of November for me is November and December. I want to just, my God, you need 2 minutes to breathe. So it's just a bad time. But people are very nice, and I do appreciate the offers.
and I heard you mentioning in the newsroom that you're doing 7 Cowboys on Compass.
I believe right now I am scheduled for 6 Cowboy games. It was
Mhm.
supposed to be 7. But something came up and I had to ask off one of them. Um, so they gave me in replacement. So here's what I got. I think I've got 6 Cowboys games all on the road. I've got 2 random NFL games. I'm doing Giants Chargers week. I forget what week it is.
Here.
September 28th
Here.
at MetLife. Yes. Giants Chargers September 28th. That's with Tiki. And guess who my producer is for that one?
Mm.
Mike DeMurgis.
Oh, right. You did tell me that.
How cool is that?
Yes.
So I got DeMurgis producing. I got Tiki as an analyst. That's kind of cool. And they also gave me, because I was supposed to be doing Cowboys Bears on the 21st in Chicago. Something came up and travel's a problem. I can't do it. So I wasn't asking for a replacement game, but they're like, oh, since you lost a game, can you go do Ohio State, Wisconsin for us in October? I'm like, okay,
Nice.
great. So yeah, so they ended up
Uh,
giving me 6. I have 9 games.
Columbus or Madison?
It's in Madison.
Mhm.
So I've got 9 games play by play, and there could be a 10th. And then on top of that, I'm still doing 5 pre and post, some Cowboy games, a couple of random NFL games. So they're great. Compass Media Networks for
so
me has
not
been.
just you're not
I'm not just aligned with the Cowboys anymore.
okay.
No, like I said, it's the 6 games play by play, 2 random NFL games, and I got the 1 college game.
And there are other one that they do all the games. Is that the Raiders?
The Raiders, yes.
Raiders. Okay.
Yeah, that was a job I wanted. When that came about, I remember calling Michelle. I love the Cowboys, that, and I love working on it, but I want to do the games. And when Brent Musburger retired, he was doing, I don't know if you know that, he was the radio
Yes.
guy for like 5 years or so. When word came out that Brent was going to step down, I called her immediately. Like, I really wanted that job, and she wouldn't pull me off the Cowboys, which is fine. But like, that would have been a cool job. Pain in the ass to fly back and forth to Vegas, but no more than flying back and forth to Dallas.
Sure, yeah.
That one disappoints. It's like the only job I've really applied for and didn't get that kind of disappointed me, but whatever. It's worked out well.
And all the Cowboy games you're doing are road?
Yeah. Yeah. They went more of a geographical type setup.
Yeah, yeah.
So like they've got a guy in Dallas that'll do the home games.
So no travel costs.
It's smart. It's
Right.
actually very smart.
course,
So
yeah.
they gave me the game in Philly, which is the season opener.
Drivable.
Yeah, 100. I got the 2 games. They play the Giants and Jets here, so I
Mhm.
got those 2 games. They gave me Cowboys Commanders Christmas Day killer. 1 p.m. on Christmas Day.
But still also drivable.
Drivable and amazing.
I don't know if you will.
That'll be a same day thing.
Okay.
It's Christmas Day. It's one thing to give up Christmas Day. That's fine.
Yeah.
I can't give up Christmas Eve too. So
What time is that?
The game's at 1 on Christmas Day.
So you'll leave your house, at 5 a.m.?
6. I would say 6. It's 3.5 hours.
Right.
So if I get into stadium area by 9, I'm still 4 hours before kickoff.
Okay.
So I'm not too concerned. Maybe if I'm up, I'll leave earlier. I'm crazy like that. So I got that game. I also have, and how about these road games? I got Cowboys in Vegas, Cowboys Lions on Thursday Night Football in Detroit. That's a good one. So those are the Cowboy ones. And like I said, a couple of NFL ones. And, it's pretty good.
Are you working the Thanksgiving Cowboys?
No, because I will be in Vegas again with Rutgers all week.
Okay.
That's that Players Era tournament.
Okay.
So, and the thing that stinks about that one is if you finish in the top 4 teams, I believe it is, out of the 16-team field, they will play. So we go out there on Sunday, games Monday and Tuesday. The top 4 teams will play on Wednesday, a championship and a consolation game. Everyone else plays Friday. So we're literally going to be out there Wednesday and Thursday with no game until Friday, and we got to spend Thanksgiving out there.
Well,
which is fine.
But if you said it, but if you're the top 4,
oh, for sure. But I'm saying there's going to be 12 teams that we're going to have to stay out there. Like, you would think the championship game would be the one that would be on Friday. It's weird how they did the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it'd be very interesting. I'll either be there through Wednesday night. I think either way, I don't think we would come home until Friday at the earliest because of the way the travel is set up.
Okay.
So we're probably stuck out there anyway.
No, what other, who's the best? Do you know all the teams in the draw?
I know, but I know St. John's is in it this year. I do know that. Notre Dame is in it because I know Rutgers is playing Notre Dame again. I'd have to look. I'm not 100% sure of the draw, but it went from 8 teams to 16. So it's going to be a little bit busier. They might utilize a couple of different arenas.
And they're going to do it teams will play other games, like you say, not necessarily consolation because there's still
I think it's
games.
I think it's a 3-game guarantee.
Okay.
You play 2 field games, pool games, and then they take the top 4 base, I would guess, on point differential.
Oh, so it's not a bracket situation.
No, not a bracket. No, they're taking the top 2 teams. Obviously, the top 4 teams that'll be 2-0, and then they'll figure it out by point differential, I would think. I didn't really look into that yet. But yeah, so I've got a lot. That's why I did a show yesterday. That's why I will be here on Labor Day. I need to make days up.
Yes, right. Because of this, the Cowboys in the past, doing the half and post from home, different story. Even though a lot of the night games, because
I started either taking those games off or taking the morning off.
Yes,
depending upon like Cowboys Eagles, I would work it and take the morning off. Cowboys Rams, I probably would take the game off. Even though it's a good game, it's not a division type of thing. But this year's challenging. And I don't have the Rutgers schedule yet. I know I've got 5 days I have to take off during Thanksgiving week. What non-conference game am I going to travel to? I mean, what conference game will I have to travel to before the new year? There will be one. And will it be a Saturday or will it be a Wednesday?
Right. Would it be, Maryland's sort of drivable.
Very drivable.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. No, Maryland's a piece of cake. But
Penn State,
if we're at Maryland on Tuesday night, I'm not coming in the next morning.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's just it's too much. Penn State's drivable, but that's 4 hours.
Yeah, it is.
Again, I'm not coming in the next morning.
That's further than Maryland.
Yeah, in a different direction, but it's 100%. It's further. I would say the luckiest I could get. I know the non-conference games. The only travelable games is that Thanksgiving trip. Give me a conference road game on a Saturday afternoon. Like last year, I think the game was Ohio State on the road, which I didn't go to, and I don't remember why. I might have been the Cowboy game or something. I don't know. I didn't do it. Carlin went. Carlin go? Yeah, Carlin went for me. But that was a Saturday, so I got away with that. This year, if the road game is at Nebraska, which I don't think it will be because the games are kind of slotted where they are every year. But, theoretically, with all these new teams in the conference, who knows? So, not easy. Not easy.
And if Carlin's sort of your backup
Oh, 100. Yeah, he gets first crack. Sure.
Are you his for football? I know it's
Yeah, he's
tough.
only in all the years he's only asked me one time.
Mhm.
I felt bad I couldn't do it. I had at the time, it was my younger son's travel baseball team. It was a playoff game. And
Mhm.
he asked me on like a Monday to work Saturday. I'm like, no. Like it was a championship game actually. Like, I'm sorry, but the only time I filled in for him, for the the spring game. I did that on Big Ten Network.
Mhm.
He usually does. I did that for him last year. But yeah, that's it. He's pretty good. He makes all the games. He never gets sick.
Mhm.
I get sick at least twice a season. So he ends up doing 3 or 4 of my games easy. But he never gets sick. That guy, he's like a rock.
Yeah, and also the Rutgers, like, it's less games, obviously, so
Oh, for sure. Football, yeah.
yeah.
More of a grind though, I think.
Yeah.
Football's hard. It's a lot of preparation. It's
Mhm.
not easy. How do you think me and Carlin are aligned forever? Not counting Rutgers.
Oh.
And I'm talking this is international.
Well, I was gonna say you're both worked on Mike the Mad Dog, but
We are
no.
you're warm. You're exactly right. But
Mhm.
what happened that will align me with him forever?
Oh, talk to
That's
presidents?
it. The only reason I got to talk to President Clinton was because he
Yes.
was out sick that day. As I'm talking,
Right.
he's a rock. He was out
Yes.
sick that day.
Yes.
And I was the producer of record when Mike and the Mad Dog had President Clinton on.
Yes.
And I got to talk to the president.
I do remember that.
That was kind of cool.
It was.
And if you remember, they wanted Susan. I don't know if you know that part of the story.
Uh-uh.
They initially wanted to talk to Susan Waldman, but I think the day of the phone call, I think she was scheduled to be off. And it was either Spitz or Chernoff that was like Mike and the Mad Dog, Mike and the Mad Dog, and that's how the whole thing happened.
Hmm.
And then of course Carlin was out on the day it happened, and here I was.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. President. Nice to talk to you.
I think I talked to the White House operator. I think maybe it was the vice president. It was during Imus, and I was for some reason in the control room, and
Well, you filled in a few
I
times,
did.
right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Because I misloved you.
he did.
That
He
is
did.
true. I had a weird recollection of that show. Came across my YouTube, not recollection, but the show came across my YouTube feed maybe 2 weeks ago. And it was one of the C-SPAN shows that someone had VHS taped and
Mm.
posted on YouTube. And it's just it took me back to when like I wanted to get into the business and seeing a radio studio for the first time on TV. It was like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
It's really cool stuff.
and even back in Astoria, like our studios by radio standards were big,
Yeah,
as is this one.
for sure. It's not a little tiny closet like a lot of radio studios
Right.
are. But
Exactly.
I've talked to Al about this. There was an aura around that. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it
Mhm.
was the lighting. I don't know if it was that for me was like a star,
Sure.
you know, but there was a feel from 5:30 to 10 every morning in that building. Like that's going on right now. Hands off
Yes.
and watch your step. And it was cool. It really was cool.
Yeah. We've worked
Even the
with,
control room, the
yeah,
way
it
it was
was.
set up and lit. And it was just, you didn't step foot in that control room until 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, no, I know. I remember there was one morning, Sid was late, shocking. And Bernie's like, hey, I need you to do the update, the first update. Sid's not going to be here. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Now, oddly enough, my dream at that time was to get on the Imus show because I love the show. I've never been as nervous. I mean this. I've called Dallas Cowboys games. I've called, big college basketball games. I've done this. I have never been as nervous as the moment Bernard McGurk told me, we need you to do this, the first update for Sid. I was like, oh God.
And you were coming off the overnight update.
I was. So I remember putting it together. And I don't want to say I was shaking. I wasn't that bad, but I was like nervous. And I put it together and I'm about to go into the studio and Chernoff comes around and goes, where are you going? I'm like, Bernie needs me now. I don't know. He goes, Sid's here. They don't need you. I'm like, where's Sid? And he wasn't there. So I go back in, I poke my head. I'm like, Bernie, Mark's telling me not to go in there. What do I do? He's like, go in unless Sid's here. I'm like, okay. So I'm walking down, it was 20 feet from the door to door.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I can feel my heart. Like, I couldn't even imagine walking into that studio with him and Charles sitting there, and my heart's beating through my chest. And I swear to God, right as I hit the door to go in, I heard the frantic Sid Rosenberg running. I'm like, oh, thank God. And it's weird because on one hand, I'm like, I really wanted to go in,
Sure.
but God, was I
Oh,
relieved
so
not to
you
have to
didn't
go. I never got
okay.
in. I never got in. I handed Sid my
Your
script,
yeah.
and he just did it.
And that's still in the days when we were giving a stack of cards to the
Yes.
board up?
So
Yeah.
Lou had everything in the control room.
Yeah.
So Bernie could just read my script, and it was no problem. Sid could just read, but it was like, man, it was wild. It really was. Very interesting. Very interesting. So there you have it. All right, Eddie. You're with me tomorrow again and Wednesday, yes?
And Wednesday, yes.
All right, good. So that's the deal. We'll be back tomorrow. Same setup. I don't know if CeeLo's coming in or not tomorrow because he feels like crap. But if he is here, it'll be him and Fliegelman at 5, and then Willie will be back with me at 6, and then me and Eddie on the podcast. You've got the final say, and we will catch you in the morning.
See ya.